Good morning and welcome to the David D. Hunting. David D. Hunting why? I don't know what I'm saying. It's early in the morning, but we're gonna get started with some yoga. So we'll begin by stepping up to the top of our mat. Inhale, sweeping the palms up. As we exhale, fold forward over bent knees. Grasp the elbows, hang the head heavy. You can rock side to side here if you like. Inhale, palms to thighs, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step back right foot, left foot to the top of your plank and lower down. Knees first, keeping the elbows in tight, let the chest and chin follow. As we inhale, lifting just the chest off of the mat for baby cobra. Exhale, pushing up to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back behind you for our first downward facing dog. Relax the head, ears by the shoulders. You may pedal the feet here, pushing one heel toward the mat and then the other. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look to the palms, and small steps, walk the feet forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees and roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Head is last. Inhale, sweeping the palms up. Exhale, folding forward. Begin to check in with that breath, lengthening the exhales, lengthening the inhales. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step back right and left to the top of your plank. This time you can lower all the way down without lowering the knees first if you have the space. If not, that's okay. Inhale, extending through the elbows, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Trying to keep equal weight in the hands and the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, look toward the palms, and walk or step forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, bend the knees, roll up through the spine. One last time through sun salutation A. Inhale, sweeping the palms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step back. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, extending through the elbows. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Up and back, downward facing dog. Checking in with that breath, lengthening the inhales, lengthening the exhales. Checking in with yourself, how are you today? On your next exhale, bend the knees, look to the palms, walk, step, or hop forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, rolling up through the spine. Beautiful. On your next inhale, sweep your fingertips along the mat, sending the hips back, coming into chair pose. Chest is lifted. If you have the space, you may raise the palms toward the sky, looking toward the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, right, left, and lower down. Inhale, extend through the elbows, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. Bend the knee, bring it to the nose, plant the foot between the palms, and rise, lifting the torso for a high lunge. You can also leave your back heel up and off the mat for crescent warrior. Checking in with that breath, lengthening those exhales, lengthening those inhales. Maybe sink a little deeper. On your next exhale, hinging forward at the hip, plant the palms, send the right leg back to the top of your plank and lower down. Inhale, extend through the elbows, push the mat away. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. On your next inhale, lift the left leg this time up and back. Bend the knee, bring it to the nose, plant the foot between the hands, and rise. Again, that back heel can be up if you need it. Exhale, hinging forward at the hip. Plant the palms, send the left leg back to the top of your plank and lower down. Inhale, extending through the elbows, push the mat away. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. On your next inhale, take your right palm and reach toward your left ankle. So, gentle twist of the spine. We're still in down dog. Smile to relax the face. Exhale, replace the right palm back onto the mat. Nice big breath in, find your balance. As you exhale, reaching the left palm toward the right heel. And if you don't have the space today, you can simply bring the left palm back a little. That's fine. And inhale, release the palm, replace it back onto the mat. Sinking into your down dog for just a moment. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, bring the knee to the shoulder this time, and place the foot on the outside of the hands. So you may stay here, or you may bring your palms onto the thigh, sinking the hips nice and low. Chest is lifted. You can also keep one hand on the mat if you need a little more space today, that's okay. On your next exhale, replace both palms onto the mat. Send the right leg back behind you to the top of your plank and lower down. You can lower the knees first. That is always an option. And lowering down to the mat. Inhale, extending through the elbows, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, tucking the toes, lift the hips to down dog. Nice long inhale, lift the left leg this time up and back. Bend the knee, bring it to the shoulder, and place the foot outside of the hands. Adjusting the legs if you need. You may leave your palms here, or again, bringing one palm or both. Checking in with that breath. Lengthening those exhales. You can also bring this back knee down if you need more space. Exhale, bring the palms to the inside of the foot. Bend that left leg, send it back to the top of your plank and lower down. Inhale, extend through the elbows, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, up and back, down dog. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look to the palms and small steps or big steps. Walk the feet forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time until we are standing. I hope you are all nice and warm. You can grab a sip of water if you need. And we'll keep moving forward. Send your left leg back behind you, nice and wide. Turn your left toes or your right toes in, left toes in. Bring the hands to the hips. As you inhale, lifting the chest an inch. As you exhale, fold forward. Let the head hang. Drawing the weight toward the ball of the feet without tipping over. But it's okay if you do fall over. We'll just bring ourselves right back in. On your next exhale, bringing the palms down toward the mat. And if you do not have the space and can't quite reach the mat, you can simply bring the palms to the thighs, or you can grasp the elbows and let the head hang. Exhale, walking the palms over toward the right ankle. Again, if you don't have the space, you can simply draw your torso toward the right ankle for a small twist. If you have more space, you may reach for the big toe with the first two fingers. And reaching through that space you've created, bringing the left palm to the outside of the right ankle. Checking in with that breath. Lengthen those exhales. Inhale, release the fingers, walking it back to center, and then over to the left side. Again, first two fingers, hooking the big toe, reaching through that space to the outside of the ankle with the right, and gently guiding yourself toward the right leg. Again, simply placing the fingertips down is perfectly all right. Or grasping the leg is also okay. We have so many options in yoga, so try to just feel a good deep stretch and not worry about being perfect. Inhale, coming back to center. Bring your hands to the back of your hips. You can leave your hands here, or you may grasp one wrist with the other. And if you have more space still, you may interlace the fingers and allow the shoulders to open, allow the chest to open by floating the wrists, floating the hands up and back. So again, grabbing one wrist, you can stay here. You can simply place the hands on the backs of the hips, or if you have more space, interlace the fingers and allow the arms to float up and over. And if this becomes too spacious, you can simply bring the palms back down to the hips. Relax the head, relax the neck. So if you had the fingers interlace, release them. Bring the hands to the hips. And as you inhale, roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Head is last to come up. Turning our left toes out, right toes coming in, sinking forward on that left leg, nice deep bend. You can bring your heel off of the mat. As always, palms can be on your hips, together at heart center, or raised above the head, or anywhere out in space that you may need a little assistance to balance today. Inhale, straighten that front leg. If your heel was up in the back, rotate that foot, bringing the heel back down to the mat. And from here, you can adjust the feet so that you're bringing them a bit closer together. Keeping your hips toward the short edge of your mat. Bringing your hands to your hips once again. As we exhale, folding forward, drawing our belly button toward our thigh. Gazing toward that big toe. Lengthening those inhales and exhales. If you do not have space for this today, you may simply bring the palms to the thighs. You can put a small bend in this front leg. Drawing yourself up, turning the left toes in, right toes out. You can adjust this back foot as needed to bring the hips toward the short edge of your mat. Again, hands to the hips. Standing nice and tall, legs are strong. As we exhale, folding forward at the hip, drawing the belly button toward the thigh. And if you have more space, drawing the nose toward the knee. Again, if you do not have the space today, simply placing the palms onto the thigh, slight bend in the knee here, and breathe. Inhale, coming up, bending this back left leg, push off, And you can hop or simply push off and float the foot back down to the mat. So stay facing the short edge of your mat. I am going to turn to face the camera, so stay where you are, facing the short edge of your mat. We're gonna move into some balancing. So sinking into your left foot, bring the knee of your right up toward the sky, drawing the toes up toward the ceiling as well for a flexed foot. You can bring your hands on your hips, out in space. Maybe you're feeling like you want to move a bit. And if you fall out of it, take a deep breath, sink right back into that leg, and draw that knee right up. And you can be as high as you have space for. We're not worried. Exhale, float that foot back down to the mat, sinking into it, and allowing the left knee to come up. Again, hands can be wherever you need them to be. Maybe you put them on your head or shoulders, knees or toes. Just kidding. Exhale, allow that foot to float back down to the mat. So inhale, sweep the palms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back right, left to the top of your plank, and hold here. Inhale, lift your left foot off the mat just an inch. Exhale, replace it. Inhale, lift the right leg this time up and off the mat. And replace it. Lower the knees down to the mat. Coming to all fours. Tops of the feet come onto the mat. Knees under the hips. Wrists under the shoulders, adjusting as you need. So as we inhale, lifting our left arm in front of us like we're gonna shake someone's hand, and lifting our back right leg, so opposite arm to leg. Toes can come to the mat here, or if you have more space, you may reach up and back, pushing that heel away from you. So one arm is forward, left arm forward, right leg back. Again, you can draw the toes and the fingertips down to the mat, or choose one in the air, one on the mat. Wherever you are, checking in with that breath, lengthening those exhales, lengthening those inhales. Exhale, bringing that palm back down to the mat, bringing the knee back down to the mat. Grab a sip of water here if you need. Nice big breath. As you exhale, reaching back with that left leg, forward with the right hand. Gazing down toward the mat or in front of you. Exhale, lowering the right hand down, left leg down. Shifting the hips back toward the heels. You may keep the knees together, or you may step the knees as wide as your mat, reaching the arms long in front of you, coming into child's pose. Forehead down to the mat, taking a moment here to just check in with yourself. How are you today? And if you do not have space for this, you can simply draw the knees together and come down to the hip. Or you may bring the hips so they're higher and you can come down to the forearms as another option. Trying to rest the head on the mat. Check in with those breaths. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Sinking ourselves onto our left hip so we can swing our legs long and out in front of us, and scooting yourself or walking on your bottom, bringing the bottoms of the feet to the mat. As we inhale, extending the arms out from the shoulders. As we roll down the spine, bringing the knees up into the chest, give them a nice big hug. You can move them around in a circle to gently massage the low back into the mat. Or you can simply give yourself a nice big hug. Say thank you for rolling out of bed. On your next exhale, extend the right leg, hugging the left knee into the chest. Inhale, right knee comes back in, squeeze, exhale, release the left leg back down to the mat. Inhale, knee comes up, squeeze in, keeping the knees where they are, drawing the arms out from the shoulders like a T. As we exhale, gently allowing the legs to float down and over to the left, gazing up toward the ceiling or over the right shoulder. Inhale, drawing the knees back up to center. As we exhale, allowing the knees to float down and over to the right. Inhale, drawing the knees back up to center. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Extend the legs up toward the ceiling. You can grasp behind the thigh. Drawing the toes down toward you for a flexed foot. So as you inhale, drawing the left leg a little closer than the right, you can switch and grab with both hands. And then switch again, drawing the right leg this time a little closer. You can also bend the knee here. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release the palms down to the mat and allow the legs to float down. You can also grab your mat here if you need a little assistance. We did it. We're gonna move into Shavasana, our longest held pose, where we let go of everything for just a little while. So drawing the ankles out as long as the mat, palms facing up. And if Shavasana is not within your wheelhouse, you may sit and meditate. You may bring the soles of the feet, knees together. You may also do legs up the wall if you have the space wherever you are. So wherever you end up, closing the eyes over. letting go of that deep breath we cultivated throughout our practice. Begin to relax the toes, relax the ankles. Relax the calves. Relax the thighs. Relax the hips. Relax your fingertips, relax your palms. Relax the space between your shoulder blades. Relax your chest. Maybe swallow to relax the throat. Relax the jaw. Relax the forehead. Relax the whole body heavy into the mat. Slowly come back into your body by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Gently rolling the wrists around in a circle, moving the ankles from left to right. Slowly and gently shaking the head no. And on your next inhale, stretching the arms high above the head, stretch from fingertip to toe. And when you're ready, rolling over onto your left side. Keeping the eyes closed, bring your top right palm onto the mat in front of your chest. Extend your top right leg and push yourself up into a seated position. Bringing the palms together at heart center. Rub them together to create a heat or energy, and place them over your heart. And as we move forward into this Monday, into the rest of the week, try and carve out a little space for yourself. That can be physical space, that could be mental space, energetic space, whatever it is. Just taking a moment to check in with yourself and carve out a little bit of space just for yourself. Bring the palms together at heart center and bow your heads. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me live from the David D. Hunting Y. I said it right that time. Have a wonderful day.